Hey guys, welcome
Hi.
to our gathering here on Toki TV. Hoping that our guest will show up in a minute. I don't know where Peggy is, but she was going to be here, so we'll give her a minute. Annette's taking a little break, so it's just us here today. But thanks all for coming. We really appreciate it. We thought that there's a lot of heavy hearts going on right now. And so thought we would just reach out to you guys and give you some more actions to do to help our suffering southern resident orcas. So we're here and that's what we're gonna do. And let's do some check-ins. So hey Marcia, where are you at?
Hey, you guys, somewhere in Central Florida, actually. We stayed up, spent the night at a friend's to do a little project, and we got a little bit delayed. I was hoping to be home by the time this came on. So sorry about the car and all that stuff, but it's pretty here. Like you know, trucks and things. Yeah, we're all good.
Well, thank you. Such dedication, Marcia, driving in the
Yeah,
car. Seriously, thank you for coming. Really
my
appreciate
pleasure.
it. How about you, Ma? How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm getting there, thanks. And just want to say thank you to everyone for all the really sincere condolences over the loss of Bertie Buckbeak. And you all got me through it, both of us, both Dave and I. We knew absolutely just gutted. But he fought till the end and was stoic as usual. But not bad for a 49-year-old Paris. He
Mhm.
went quickly, he went to home, and he wasn't at the vet or anything like that. So thank you to everyone. It's very quiet without him, but we're getting there. So thank you.
Hey, Q. I keep seeing Q. Let's say hi to Q. How you doing, Q?
I'm doing great. How's everyone?
We're hanging in there, huh? Hanging in there.
Excellent.
Just thought we'd say hi to you. Kept seeing you, so
Very good.
thanks for coming.
Hey,
We
and
didn't have
tag,
much choice.
tagging along.
and how about you, Deb? How you doing today, Deborah Cruz?
I'm hanging in there. The dog's barking, so I'm on mute.
Okay, okay. Well, I guess I don't know what's up with Peggy, so I guess we'll just go ahead and get started without her because I kind of wanted to just take a moment of maybe just silence for as far as yesterday, she's still pushing the baby around, so I thought we should just have a little moment of silence for her and her baby, and as well as her other baby that she lost. And I also wanted to acknowledge the fact that she's not the only one. Alina, L128, she's another lost one. J60, you know, and his mom was Suttles. And so I just thought we could just kind of take a moment for all of them, just for a minute, and try and send her, some strength because I think she needs to. I know she wants to hold on to it, and I know she's sending us a message. And I pray that the powers that be that can, do something about this are listening because she is screaming. She's definitely giving us a message, and I just wanted to send her strength and love and light and whatever she needs to let go. So I'm just gonna, you can close your eyes, whatever you want to do. I'm just gonna take a minute and send that energy to her. Oh, hi, Peggy. I
Hi,
opened my eyes
Christina.
and magically you appeared.
Sorry, I was late. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think I mentioned to you my electrical situation with the battery bank, so had to start the generator up again. Anyways, so are we live?
Yes.
We are. We are live. I was just taking a moment for everyone, really, but for
Okay.
Tahlequah and her babies, and
I was gathering that, so I put that in. Hi, Brandy. I put that into my space there with all of you. Thank you. I think that it's been a concerning time again. Well, it's always concerning, isn't it?
Yes. Always.
Yep.
definitely.
We've got to get these dams breached, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. I also was. I don't know when you joined, but I also wanted to take that a moment for J60 as well as L128 and their mothers, because we've lost a lot of babies lately. And
Yes. Yeah. That's very true. Last in the previous 2023 to 24 period, it's like a year, I believe there were 5 deaths? It's kind of hard to keep track, but
it really is, because there's so much loss, there's
And
yeah.
that's what we do. They're the ones we do know about. What about the ones that we don't know about?
exactly.
You know, it's just it really is. It's heartbreaking to see. As in the past, Christine has said, if they go extinct, it will be the only time humans have ever known the names of each one of those souls that have become extinct. I just find it really totally unacceptable that this is still happening. I've gone through all those, as I suppose we all have, all those emotions of sadness, frustration, and now I've got to the anger part where if those dams were in front of me, I'm sure I could bring them down myself right now. I'm so angry. But yeah, we need to do something, and we need to do something fast.
It's not just we, as in the 5 of us here today on TokiTV.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And that has been a very big frustration for me, to be honest, because everybody have to do everything we can. It's not just signing a petition online or 2 or 3 and say, oh, I signed that petition. No, it's got to be the real work, because decision makers, they see a petition emailed to them and they go, oh, okay, 50,000 people, signed it. It took them, 1 minute to type their name in and click send, but no, we've got to be serious, like people. And that's what the whole premise of cetaceans.org was based on. And before then, also with my Origami Whales Project work, and I'm still doing Origami Whales Project, but cetaceans.org, we're really able to have our web page for the Southern residents. And we had that whole page that Annette has shared before about how much more powerful it is to send real letters. And, we've run out of time as far as getting real letters to President Biden. And there's still a few days before he leaves the White House. And there's still that little bit of chance and hope that maybe he has received and considered all of the thousands of letters that Christina and Deborah Ellers and other people I know of that have been collecting, and sending to the White House. And my apologies if I've missed anybody who's watching TokiTV right now who's actually collected and sent postcards and letters. I think Christine has sent a few in, and such.
Brandy.
And
There's a lot of people that
yeah,
are.
Brandy's been working hard, and it's not just that few of us here doing that's going to make the change. It's like everybody who's like saying that they're sad about this. We can't just let go of our power. We have to think about what power we have. It's like if the doctor tells you that, oh, we've just discovered you've got a cancer and you've got 3 years to live. We aren't going to just roll over and say, okay, well, I guess I'll just live 3 more years. No, we get proactive about saving ourselves. And so we've got to do that for the orcas, for the southern resident orcas. Everybody's got to be proactive. This is something that's not just one person having a problem. It's these last currently 73 listed endangered orcas. And we know that from NOAA, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, scientists have said that the 4 lower Snake River dams, breaching them is crucial to saving the endangered Chinook salmon and the endangered southern resident orcas. There's no denying. We just have to keep moving forward and pushing as hard as we can.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. And by we, I mean everybody who says they love the southern resident orcas. Yeah. They are such incredible beings, and just when I talk about them, I say, did you know that orcas have brains 5 times the size of a human and far more convoluted? Their brains are evolved for just even greater processing of emotions and all these things. And that's why Tahlequah, she's going through this right now because they're so strongly bonded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, President Biden may be on his way out, but we have the Pacific Northwest delegation of representatives and senators, particularly Senator Patty Murray, that we can start focusing our attention on. There are the various studies between the water study, recreation study, and the Army Corps is coming out with a supplemental EIS. So there are like 4 things there to send in our comments on and write these people. So there's no lack of work to do. Just because President Biden is on his way out doesn't mean that we don't keep going.
We had our hope on what could have been probably the easiest, fastest way to breach the dams. But even if he leaves office without breaching the dams, we are here. We are still here. We're not going away.
Yep.
And everybody here, I think a lot of us were brought together by TokiTV. And you can still tell she touched me so deeply. I never even saw her. I couldn't bring myself to go in and see her when I was at the Miracle March for Lolita because I just felt like I would just completely fall apart. But I'll tell you that these orcas are so incredible, and for her family, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I hope that other people who are watching and feeling as I do about TokiTV and about how amazing these beings are, that we seriously make even more commitment to share on social media, to do everything we can to take all these actions that we're calling for. So I'd like to get a list from Deb. We have the recreational thing, and that the deadline for that is coming up in a couple days, isn't it? The recreational comment. If anyone hasn't done that survey, it takes a little while. I did it.
Yeah.
And you just kind of go along, just play by ear, answer the questions that you feel are most appropriate, and let's get that approach taken care of, and then we will take that off, and then we need to contact Senator Patty Murray, which some people may have already, but we just have to keep on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the recreation survey closes January 19th.
Yeah.
The
Oh, okay.
water survey closes March 1st. And the dam supplemental EIS is March 20th. But there are hearings, virtual hearings and public meetings and things like that going on. So you can do that online, or if you're in the area, to attend any of those public hearings.
Okay, so so what I'd like to do, I'm typing in notes. What I'd like to do is kind of make, like have links and all that. So maybe I can get those from you, Deb.
Yep.
For those actions, and then contacting Senator Patty Murray, also the new incoming governor Bob Ferguson, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a sample letter that we posted, and I think Deb Ellers, you may have that at this point. I don't know, but
Deb Cruz.
if you want,
Deb Cruz.
I'm sorry, Deb Cruz. Forgive me.
No, it might be Deb Ellers too. There's two of us, and we're both working on it on the issue.
But do you guys want me to read this sample letter or just keep it in the description box? Like, does it matter? I have it. I can read it to you if you want.
I think we should read it. I think it's good to hear it, and
I
it's,
agree.
it's like it's also just putting it out there. So if you want to read it, it's a great letter, Marcia.
Sure. Okay.
We're all working together, writing letters. We're really working on this. So we have other actions in store. They're just not together yet. So but this is what we need to do now, because especially Ferguson, he's coming into office. So this is the perfect time to write him. There's going to be a rally there on Wednesday. So, we need to be present. We need to be present and let him know that we're not going away and we need to breach these dams. So Marcia, please read us the letter, and you can change it around and use your own words, but try to keep the key points, and like Noah, and we can't wait 10 years, like it needs to happen now, stuff like that.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And it's typed, it's like one page, so handwritten, if you write bigger, it might be a little over that. So it's not super long, but I'll go ahead and read this. Dear Governor Ferguson, congratulations on your governorship. We are thrilled to have you lead the great state of Washington. I'm sure you have seen the devastating news of the death of yet another endangered southern resident orca calf, her mother Tahlequah again displaying her grief to the world. This is a heartbreaking reminder that we are failing them. Billions of federal and state dollars have been spent over the decades on salmon recovery and endangered orca protection, yet these treasured animals continue their journey toward extinction, with only 73 remaining. Very little progress has been made despite astronomical spending in the billions on remedies. Washington's only endangered orca's most critical food source is Chinook salmon. They have been decimated both by Seattle-based Alaskan industrial trawlers as bycatch in absurd numbers, while simultaneously being unable to reach vital spawning grounds due to the 4 lower Snake River dams. In 2022, NOAA confirmed that breaching of the 4 lower Snake River dams is, quote, essential to salmon recovery and the survival of the only endangered population of orcas in North America, the southern residents. This group of orcas are protected both under the Endangered Species Act and the Marine Mammal Protection Act, whereas they are to be provided with lands designated as, quote, critical habitat necessary for their survival, quote. Yet easily removable dams block their necessary food source, Chinook salmon, also on the endangered species list. 2 endangered species declining together while a viable rescue plan is available. The federal government has acknowledged that the lower Snake River dams violate the treaties with Northwest tribes, noting that many species of native fish have gone extinct due to the dams. These dams must be removed to restore our salmon, our beloved orcas, and the treaties. Governor Ferguson, we implore you, please do everything in your power as soon as possible to save our starving endangered southern resident orcas. Without courageous decisions and leaders to speak for them, they will not survive. Extinction is forever. Thank you. So that's it. And I think it hits all the points, but like Christina said, change it around, add your own, take some out, try to leave the good points in there. But I think we should carpet bomb this guy with these letters.
Mhm.
I mean, he's fresh, right? He's fresh and shiny and new.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you, Marcia. That was really great. And I would add in my letter the 137 species dependent on the Chinook salmon, and because that's but that's like you're saying, add or whatever people want to do. And if we could, can we get that sample letter from you so that we can add it to our website and
Sure.
post it online and all sorts of things? Is that all right with you?
Of course, yeah. Spread it out there.
Let's do
Christina
that.
has a copy. I don't know where you want me to send that, but we've got it, so we can send it all over. So.
Yeah, and Brandy mentioned Tahlequah, and then Annette's talking about informative, shows willingness to work with partners, and yeah, it's really this is the time for, like we're saying, Bob Ferguson's just coming in. Let's welcome him with many letters, handwritten letters, cards, artwork, whatever we are inclined to send in a polite way, that we're just saying, hey, that we want you to know what's been going on. He probably knows, of course, but we want you to know what's going on. And Tahlequah, as we speak, is on day 12. Is that correct? 12 or
as of yesterday. Today I haven't heard.
okay.
I haven't heard
Yeah.
a report today.
Yeah. And to my understanding, and please correct me if I'm not understanding correctly, there are concerns about how is she feeding, how is she eating when she's carrying and burning a lot of calories to dive down and pick up her dead calf and continue carrying it. And what about her two sons that depend on her also for the food? Because I don't know if everybody watching this program right now knows that the males of these matrilions, they stay with their mothers, they stay with their families their entire lives.
Oh,
is that correct?
You broke up for a second.
Okay.
Can you repeat it?
Sure. So I also feel concerned about Tahlequah's health and her two sons, because the mothers, the sons, they all stay together as families, these matrilions, and the sons depend on their mothers for food because they are larger, they have a higher caloric requirement, and so the mothers help their sons. And so how is she helping her two sons? And one of her sons, I was checking that, so I have this whole chart of the matrilines, and her son Notch, J47, is in what's called a BC2 status. So there's BC2 and then BC1, and BC1 is of the most concern, with 2 to 3 times higher probability of mortality. And in this last summer, when the list was posted publicly about which orcas were of concern through photogrammetry, they analyzed with these photos comparisons of the conditions, the body conditions of these orcas that they've been studying, for how many decades now, but like 5 decades or more, but 7. Anyways, they determined that 14 of these orcas were in BC1 status. That's 20% of the population. And then there were a couple that they mentioned, including Notch, in BC2 status, which is like if his condition becomes worse, he'll go to BC1 status. And so he's like on the, like around the corner from, he needs more food. They all need more food. So, okay, so Deborah Ellers here commented, Ferguson unfortunately has shown limited knowledge, understanding of the SRKW's plight and the urgency of breaching the Lower Snake River dams. We must educate him. He was long-term Attorney General, is bright, and fancies himself in the mold of U.S. Supreme Court Justice William Douglas, a great environmentalist. So there is hope that he can be persuaded. So that might be another reminder to him. Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah.
That we hope that he will follow in alignment with environmental values, and how we've seen, and that's another thing to add to our sample letters, if we'd like, is we've seen the successes happening with the Elwha and the miracle of the Klamath River dams being taken down. It's just been like, oh my gosh, really? Thousands have come back in just a matter of months. Yeah. It's like nature has anything in wildlife. They just have this strong will to live, and we can carry that strong will to help them.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing is human caused, and we humans are responsible, and we have to have that tenacity, that will to fight.
Peg, if I can just interject there, I think that it's very intuitive with them, that they instinctively know when their homeland is open and free, and if it's happened there, it will happen with the snake. I've got no doubt whatsoever.
Absolutely.
But the other thing that other people may not take into consideration, they think, oh well, they've not got food, but when you don't have food, it's the knock-on effect of malnutrition and how toxins invade the system, and they're not able to fight them because of those nutrients that they're deficient in. And then of course major organs start breaking down and illness sets in. So it's no surprise, although it's so heartbreaking to hear about the stages of malnutrition that they're going through, and the disease that they must be fighting off, and then of course no reproduction. That they're not surviving it. And it's up to us and others as well, the bigger, larger groups, hopefully, that can get on board with us. As John Carlos was saying about the movie The Snake and the Whale, the likes of Greenpeace, the likes of Sea Shepherd, the likes of PETA, even, although we don't agree with everything, but we need their support and their followers to get on board with this. So it's too big to ignore, and I think that may have been the problem in the past, that they ignored it because they felt it wasn't big enough. Whereas if we had those groups on board with us, I think that they can't ignore it then, because there's so many of us all saying the same thing. So I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but I certainly feel that to contact those organisations and ask them to get on board with this as well, and blanket Governor Ferguson with everything you can think of, so he can't ignore it.
Yeah, thank you, Ma. And one organization that I know of that is involved in taking down the Snake River dams, and our wonderful Susan Woodward is more recently working for them. And Marcia brought this organization to our attention some time ago, American Rivers. So it's great that they are behind this, and they probably are a good resource of information. But we have to each as individuals also take this on, and we will update our activist pack so that we have the various addresses included, and get people to do letters, ideally letters. We're not in, I guess we are still in a crunch time, but I think that maybe Deborah might know, Deborah Ellers, if you're on, the processing time for mail to Governor Ferguson's office. It's probably not as backed up as the White House, I'm hoping. So I'm hoping that real letters and cards to Bob Ferguson's office will go to him. Like, postcards are great on one hand, but that's for if we're in a hurry and we want to just get those cranked out. But I strongly recommend real letters, ideally handwritten if you can, but
Absolutely.
anything
Handwritten letters, we can even bring them down. It's a lot easier to get them to him. We can bring them to him in person. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
Artwork. We need to just like bombard him, like
I'm on it.
art and education, you know, because that's what he doesn't know all the, you know, ins and outs and all that. So, you know, and that's in a good way, because it's like we're giving him art and educating him with our heart, you know, with our heart, because we want him to be on our side, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we want him to be on our side. So I think that's great, and I'm really happy to hear that you're going to put all the new stuff in your activist pack, because that is brilliant. I love your activist pack. It's so awesome. It's like, you know, just one place, and you know, you can, if you can't do it all, you know, you could at least pick one or two, you know what I mean? Because you can do something, because we all have to do something. Like you said, Peggy, we all have to do something, or we're gonna lose them. We will, and we can't do that. Not on our watch. Not on our watch.
That's actually a really good point Alma's just made. Ferguson needs an open invite. Oh, it's gone. Sorry.
It's
you can still say it. You can still say it.
Ferguson needs an open invite on every Washington State research vessel so that he can witness the majesty. We need to turn him into an orca nerd. Definitely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Yeah. And you know, how about a way to do that with education and art? I mean, you know, and just like really with our hearts. I think that's really important that we can get in his heart, you know, and make it grow into an organ nerd. So I don't know what else we have to say about it, because we're coming up with some new actions, some other places that are maybe more immediate. I'm hoping that Deborah Ellers and whoever else, maybe Deb Cruz, have any information about the North Falcon, because they are the ones that decide who they allocate all the fish, right? So if we can have someone actually be there and be their voice, that could be an immediate thing, right? That could be some immediate nutrition for them. Things like that. I'm working on that. I don't know exactly how that all works, but there's going to be definitely some other actions. And I also think that being there in person, being here on this coast, we can do that, you know? We can be there in person and be their voice.
The in-person thing is the most powerful.
Right.
So again, on our resources at cetaceans.org, we have this sort of research document that shows what the most powerful ways are of convincing legislators, and the in-person thing, top.
Yep.
So we could also have people mailing letters directly to one of our friends here in the Pacific Northwest who's willing to go, like maybe a PO box or something, if you've got one. And then
I'm totally open to that. I'm open to anything. I'm open.
Yeah, and then maybe we could also even set a date, like say 30 days from now. All letters must be received to this address within 30 days, and then that person who is going to be delivering, is that, I don't want to volunteer you, Christina, is that going to be you?
No, I'm volunteering. Yep.
Okay, right on, go girl. So when you get all, like I think it might be good to even try now, or as soon as he gets into office, to call the office and schedule a meeting.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Yeah. No. And also, I need to find out more about the North Falcon, but I think that's really crucial because
Yeah,
it's
thank you for sharing that
immediate.
with me. Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's really immediate. So and then there is the event that's happening this Wednesday at
Mm-hmm.
the at the courthouse, or not at the courthouse, at
The
the
Capitol.
Capitol, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there we is. And so speaking of people that are here in this area, I mean, they need a lot of people to come. We need this to be huge, so he understands that there's a lot of people that need the orcas to survive, including him, because I can already feel it. He's already an orca nerd. So you guys need to show up. I guess I think I heard that Holly Marie Combs is going to be there. I don't know.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I bet you there's a couple other people that are going to be there that are famous, and we just need you guys to show up, please. Wednesday, January 15th at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time at the Washington State Capitol, Olympia, Washington. So please, please come. Yep, that's this Wednesday.
And just a reminder about how just in our approaching this governor, he's, it sounds like from Deborah, he's not like fully aware of all of what's going on with them, and we need to really that phrase, kill them with kindness, really remember that he needs to be approached politely and educated, and just to see, really, it's not to see people angry because the dams haven't been reached, but people who are there because they love the Southern residents and want them saved.
Yeah.
And we're, so that's really like an important thing to focus on. I'm not going to be there, but because I'm on the other end of the world right now. But
might be really long commute, but it is going to be a peaceful stand. There's not going to be anybody yelling or anything. Very peaceful.
That's great. Just to show
no one's even speaking, really. We're just being there for them.
Okay.
That's what this is about. We're standing for them.
Gentle education.
Yep. So that's it, man. And also there's the Way of the Whales. I think that's this coming weekend, right? Everyone, I'm pretty sure.
Not sure. Deborah.
Oh my gosh. Howard! No, I'm really sure. I'm really sure that it's this weekend. So yeah, but I mean that's important too. But to me, the most important thing is the rally at the Capitol on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
If you can come, please come, and I love you all. I love you all of you on and off the screen. Oh, thank you. Deb, I don't know, you should just get your butt on here. It's January 25th. See, sorry. So you have a little time for that. So that's great. So see, you can have a little breather in between events. First, you're going to go to the one on Wednesday in Olympia, and then you can go to the Way of the Whales. So yeah. Yes, Peggy.
Idea for this rally on the 15th, which is just coming up, having the activist pack, having people with the activist pack there, and sample letters for people to look at, and then hand write out their own letters and then collect them to later deliver.
That would be great.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have a table or anything though, because it's a stand and they have to like stay on the grass. I think I know she has cards. Cards.
If you don't mind, and I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like I'm telling you what to do, but if you don't mind printing out the QR code from our activist pack, then people can go there and say, hey, go here, and you'll find all the sample letter stuff, and please hand write a letter and card and send it to Christina, sort of thing. And the same with the Way of the Whales on the 25th. If anybody can be there, with at least the QR code, but ideally, table with materials for letters.
That's a great place to table for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Peggy.
Oh, okay. So, again, these are two opportunities to reach out to people, but I think that a lot of people who are watching Toki TV, you can still download our activist pack, and think of things like, are you going to some kind of a fun gathering somewhere? Are you going to a festival? You can have your own little letter writing party and just say, hey, will you come over and let's make it a little potluck snack thingy and we'll write letters. So I strongly urge doing that. It's a good way to really get together with friends. I've done some things like that with political postcards and stuff, and we get together and we all bring some kind of fun snacks. We sit at our tables and hand write out these messages, and it's a good way to just at least see your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I
and
just
something good?
Can I just ask everybody, come on, Florida, we're here in Florida. This was Toki's home. Florida people, it means as much to us as to everybody else because Toki brought us together. So, Florida Pod, please, please don't think that just because you're in Florida, it doesn't matter, because it matters even more. We were Toki's neighbours and we stand up for Toki's family. So please, even if you're in Florida, it doesn't matter where in the world you are.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter. You were Toki's family, and that's all that matters. So please, please write your letters and let's get this Bob Ferguson educated, and so he gets on board with us and becomes an orca dork. So I'll get down off my soapbox. Thank you.
We've got, thanks, Ma. We've got friends all over the world who really want, they care about the Southern residents. And for Bob Ferguson to open these letters from other parts of the world and go, oh, wow. So
powerful. That's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
So
It really
everybody across the world.
Yep.
We're all pods. We're all
That's right.
Pods.
We are.
Yep.
And Toki brought us all together for a reason, and
she did.
We need to save her family. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it. So let's do it and send all those good vibrations to them and keep them strong, and Tahlequah and her baby and just all of them. Yeah, please, because that's really powerful too. It is. Sending them good energy is very powerful.
It is. Yeah.
The power of intent. It's your intention. Good intent. Remember, words are living things.
And that's why we write them on a piece of paper that's tangible.
And that's why it's called
and we put it in the mail. That's right. You guys are awesome. So is there any closing statements that you have, Ma?
No, not other than to reiterate what I've just asked. And again, just to say thanks for all the really powerful healing. We both really appreciate it. And let's do this. Let's breach those dams.
And how about you, Peggy? Do you have...
Yeah, thank you, Christina. It's not, we don't know how many letters Biden received. I think it's in the thousands, thanks to people like Christina and Deborah and other people out there, Brandy, that I know of, who've been collecting and sending lots of letters. We have a few days, maybe, just maybe, we might get some great news. And even if we don't, let's not just give up. But let's hold that vision for Tahlequah and her sons and all of the Southern resident orcas, and commit from love to doing everything we can for them, and we will be posting. We'll post this information. I'll chat with Christina about sending letters also to Christina, artwork, cards, whatever, so that she can present them about a month from now. We'll set a deadline and all. And Activist Pack from Southern Resident Orcas page on our website. It's all there. It makes it very easy to get out there and table and collect. And so thank you everybody for everything that we're doing together to make
Thanks,
this happen.
Peggy.
Thank you, Peggy. Peggy, you rock. And it takes a village. So
It does. It does.
Village.
Mhm.
How about you?
So there are
Jeffrey?
questions. There are a couple of questions about, has anybody seen Brave Little Hunter or J62?
Not that I've heard. No, I know there's been lots of people on the BC coast still looking out for Brave Little Hunter, but no sightings as far as I'm aware up to today. So all we can do again is pray that she's okay. But I'm not.
J62?
I heard a couple of days ago that she was spotted.
Oh, great!
Yeah, and she looked
Oh,
good.
that's brilliant! Yeah.
So she's hanging in there. So, or I don't know. I don't think that we've identified the gender, the sex. So
Okay.
I just said she wishful thinking. But yeah, I haven't heard any reports that was like 3 days ago. So so just send out those good, strong, healing, strength, love, and light vibes to them. And Deb, did you have any closing words
Get
of
to work.
wisdom?
Get to work.
Yep.
There's lots of
Get to work.
avenues,
Well, that's good.
lots of places and people to contact, and get down and dirty.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Right. That's
Yep.
right. We got a lot of work to do, but we can do it together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We will.
together.
We
Yep.
will.
All right. Well, until next week, we're gonna have a bunch of people. We're having Ian Jones and Deb and somebody else. I forgot. That sounds really
Gloria.
good. Huh? Who?
Gloria.
Gloria. Yeah, awesome. So
Is that Gloria Peccazi?
And that's Deb Ellers.
and Deb Ellers. Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
Grace.
So we're gonna have a great show next week and more actions. And we love you.
Yep. See you next week,
Thanks for
everyone.
coming.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.